Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh Nomaan. It has been an honor to be a part of your institution you have built. It is just extremely amazing of the amount of hard work you put into an amazing Islamic school. Our curiosity has brought us here today. We would like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
Sure. Assalamu alaikum.
First of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
A little bit about myself. My name is Nomaan, or in English, Nomaan Ahmed Baig. I live in Diamond Bar and have been in Diamond Bar since I was in kindergarten. And still in Diamond Bar. And that's pretty much it. I don't like to talk about myself too much, but hopefully that's enough.
What is your favorite or most funniest childhood memory?
Favorite or funniest childhood memory? Yeah, not too sure, but something that I did that was exciting in my life was sitting on a roller coaster at Magic Mountain, one being Colossus and the other being Revolution, I believe, where it goes, loops around. So that was pretty thrilling, to say the least.
MashaAllah, that sounds like a fun memory.
Yes.
What or who inspired you to build or construct an institution?
Oh, man. My inspiration was my mother, and also not having a father growing up. I lost my dad when I was 3.5, and he and my mother were my inspiration in my life. And it was the plan, the master plan of my mom that I followed, and whose guidance I followed, that landed me doing what I'm doing today. It was her wish and desire, and she's my role model, along with my Shaykh Mufti Naeem, who also recently passed away, who's my mentor. And both of them, along with the absence of my father, who was an inspiration for me, because I wanted to do things that he would be proud of on the Day of Judgment in the Akhirah, inshallah, knowing that he had one son who was the youngest of his children, and because of whom, inshallah, thumma inshallah, he will be honored on the Day of Judgment, inshallah.
May Allah give you patience.
What is the most important thing that your role model taught you?
My role model taught me, which is my mom and my mentor, Mufti Naeem. May Allah be pleased with them both. They told me, they taught me how to be sincere, how to always check my intention, and how to always be steadfast, be consistent and persistent, and always persevere regardless of the circumstances. So that's what I took from both of them. Never give up.
We can see that in you too.
Oh. Thank you, Sarah.
What do you like to do in your free time?
What do I like to do in my free time? I spend a lot of time at IOK, so I don't have too much free time. When I do have free time, I try to be with my family as much as possible, and spend time with them. I enjoy just watching sports with them and the news, which they're not too excited about all the time, but we do that. And then I also like to travel a lot for various reasons and causes. So spending time with the family and traveling, and also hanging out with community members and friends. I like to be around people, so I'm a people's person. So my need is to be around people as much as possible.
That sounds fun. I can tell you are very productive in your free time.
I try to be.
Speaking of sports, what are your favorite sports and sports teams?
Sports. I'm a diehard football and basketball fan. So I like the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Rockets. And I also like baseball when it's postseason or approaching postseason of the playoffs. I watch a little ice hockey here and there, and I also enjoy cricket. I very much so as well. So sports is something that I love, and I'm a sports enthusiast. I like to play and watch. I play less because I don't want to break anything in my body, but I watch more these days.
Speaking of your sports teams that you like, you live in LA, so don't you like the Lakers?
I also like the Lakers, yes. All LA teams are my second favorite teams. I just grew up, liking the Dallas Cowboys, and they were America's team back then, and they still are. And I was a diehard Charles Barkley fan. So wherever Charles Barkley played, I liked, whether it was in his college days at Auburn, the 76ers, and the Suns, and then he joined the Rockets, and then he got injured, which is a season or a career-ending injury. So I just stuck with the Rockets since. But I do like the Lakers a lot, and I like the Rams, and I like, Angels are my favorite baseball team, so that's a LA sports team, and the Dodgers, of course.
You have traveled around the world, mashallah. Can you tell us a few of your favorite places you visited?
Wow. Aside from the sanctuaries of Mecca and Medina, which I visit, and they are my favorite places. I love traveling to wherever my friends that I studied with are, and two of the recent places that I've visited, which I like a lot, is Uganda and South Africa. I think Africa is one of the best kept jewels and secrets for traveling to. But again, I go there less for tourism and more for connecting.
Wow, mashallah, those sound like great places.
Alhamdulillah.
Can you tell us the story of IOK, like how it began and developed?
Story of IOK and how it developed. It started in around the spring of 1998 as an after-school program where I was teaching students learning the Quran at my home after they were back from school, and then slowly we added academic tutoring, and then we started with later in 1998 we started with an overnight camp program for young boys who were in middle school, high school, where I would spend Friday to Sunday with them, and we would do interesting and spiritual and educational activities like waking up for tahajjud and having ta'aleem and learning Quran and Hadith and Islamic sciences together. And then slowly, we became a full-time Quran memorization program. And then with the Quran memorization program, we started adding academic studies. And from there, we became a grade school. And after becoming a grade school, we added a high school program and a seminary. And then after that, we added the chaplaincy and counseling. And so, in a nutshell, it was a lot of building blocks.
Finally, what advice would you offer IOK students?
Advice, huh? I would give a few advices to IOK students. I would advise them to use their time wisely, because time is the most precious asset and commodity we have. And as I tell everybody, that we can always, money comes and goes. We can spend money to make more money, but we can never spend time to make more time. Time gone is time lost, and which is time that will never come back. So make the most of your time. And then again, be sincere in everything you do. Make sure you do everything for Allah's sake. And if you try to please Allah, everybody else will be happy with you, inshallah. So make sure you put the pleasure of Allah and followed by the pleasure of your parents above everything you do. And lastly, I would tell everybody to work hard. Again, don't waste your time. Make the most of your time. Put your best effort forward. And as believers, that's what we do. Ihsan, right? Striving for the extra. And no pain, no gain. So you always have to put a lot of hard work. So when you're sincere and you're steadfast in doing hard work, you'll have to make sacrifices in life. So be prepared. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward all of us accordingly based on our sincerity and sacrifice and steadfastness in achieving all of that in which that pleases Him, inshallah. So that's my advice to all of you. Always do the best you can.
That is great advice. Inshallah, we will act upon it.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh Nomaan, for being here today and answering all of our questions. We really love learning at IOK and we are looking forward to the coming years. Alhamdulillah, we have learned a lot about you and you have inspired us in many ways that will surely affect us in a great way in the future. Jazakallah khair.
Well, Yakum, thank you for having me. And one last thing, please pray for me and my parents and teachers, my family and my IOK family. And I'm really pleased to have young, extraordinary girls like you in our institute. You're a source of motivation for us all. And I'm proud of the work you two are doing and your colleagues in the Leadership Club. Keep up the good work and make sure that leadership means to serve people, not to demand of people, but to serve them, right? So be the best servants you can be to Allah and His creation. And thank you once again for having me. It's an honor and pleasure. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.